What's up, you guys? It's Jeremy Ray back with another video, and inside this one I'm going to be letting you guys in on all the secrets that other gurus out there are not telling you guys, and things that you absolutely need to know if you want to get started in this business or remain in this business if you're currently in it and looking to make yourself, a real spot in this business and do it for years and years to come. I'd say the highest or biggest misconception that people have when they get started in dropshipping, and that's that you don't need to spend money on ads, you guys. You do not need to spend money on ads to get started advertising your dropshipping store. All you need to do is order the product to your house and start posting videos on social media, recreate other viral TikToks and viral Instagram reels with the product yourself, and that is it. Once the product starts to get traction and go viral, you're gonna start getting viewers and people hitting your store, and you're gonna start seeing if that product's a winner based off 100% free traffic by just posting the videos. The reason this works is because once you're posting on organic, if it starts to get traction and it starts to sell, you can easily scale with paid ads, and that's kind of the best way to take it, because if it starts converting organically, you know that the only difference between an organic product and a product on paid ads is literally just the sponsored post, right? It looks like a TikTok post, whether it's a TikTok ad or just an organic video. The only difference is it says sponsored if somebody's paying for it, and it doesn't if it's just an organic video. All right, guys, the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that you will always have more losing products than winning products. A lot of people don't mention this on social media because it's not cool and it doesn't go viral if you talk about a lot of your losses most of the time. People like to watch, success stories and see things that are actually working, rightfully so. You obviously want to know what's working, but in my opinion, it's also important to know what doesn't work. And you guys have seen in challenges I've done in the past where I've made sales in 24 hours and challenges where I've tried to make sales in 24 hours and haven't. And the reason that I believe it's important to see both sides and understand that no matter what level you're at in this game, products are still sometimes not going to work out for you. I'd say more often than not, but you're not looking for those 99% that don't work. You're just trying to get through those so then you can find the 1% that does work even quicker. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the fact that it is not going to happen on your first month. Of course, success can happen quickly for anybody with anything, and those are the one-off situations. I've been in this game and seen people start in this game for a very long time, and one thing that I've seen is a consistency in the amount of people who succeed after a couple months of trying this versus the consistency of people who succeed in their first month. I've had a handful of students that I can name on my hand that have succeeded or done something where they end up getting sales, what I mean by succeeded, and being profitable in the first month of ever starting a dropshipping store. I've seen cases where people make sales on their first store, but it is highly unlikely and far and few in between. It did not happen for me. It does not happen for a lot of the gurus you see on social media. I guarantee you a lot of them will say the same stuff. When they got started, they probably had a couple products that failed, a couple bad ideas that were completely trash that didn't work before they ever had anything hit. And that's just the reality with anybody. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you think you know, or what you think you don't know. Obviously, you can go into each product looking to win and hoping it works, but do not expect it to happen or to work at any point. Keep in mind, one thing that helped me in business that I got told when I was really early on was the market does not care about your feelings, right? You can choose in life to get paid off of results, or you can get paid off of time that you give. That means if you choose to be a result-based pay, or you choose to have that in life, in your career, which would be owning a business, there is no pay for the hours that you put in. The pay is based solely off of your results. So even if you work for 4 months at this and it does not work out, the market, the business market in this world does not owe you anything. It doesn't owe you any money. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about how long you put in. So with that being said, you guys shouldn't care about it. Don't care about how long it takes if you're going to get involved in this stuff. If you want to have results-based pay for one day, your results are happening while you're asleep and you're getting paid to sleep, you have to put in those initial sacrifices to get that. With anything good in life, it takes time. The fourth thing I want to talk about is why dropshipping is not dead. You guys, this is one of the biggest misconceptions. So many people say dropshipping's dead online. You hear this from all sorts of people. And the thing about it, you guys, is dropshipping is simply the method of fulfillment you're using for an online retail business. What dropshipping really is just a method of shipping. It's not the business model, right? Dropshipping is not an entire business model in itself or an entire type of business or category of business. You don't put dropshipping when you're applying for your LLC as your business type. It's online retail, and that's what you're running legally, technically, all the above. You're running an online retail business. You're just using dropshipping for the fulfillment. And why it's important to understand that is because that kind of tells you that dropshipping could never go away. It's not a business model that's too saturated or could fly away or whatever, unless the whole online retail space just vanishes, right? Which isn't gonna happen. All right, you guys, so this tip is really important and I want you to listen up. This is something that I made up myself and something that I haven't heard on YouTube before. Looking for extrinsic success versus intrinsic success. And what I mean by that is when you start out in this business or in any business, you guys will see how much content there is online at this point about all of this. Hundreds of thousands of videos about dropshipping on YouTube, if not millions. And there's so many different apps, all these different things that you could be doing for dropshipping, courses, mentorships, apps, different website developments, things you could use, AI software, all sorts of stuff that you could be using for your business. And why I'm bringing this up is because that is an extrinsic thing from your success. That's you using something that's extrinsic. I think I'm saying that word right, extrinsic? Yeah, that's like an external or extrinsic helper to your success. You're trying to learn about these apps or these courses or these things that are going to help you from the outside in. Those are good, of course, but when you're a beginner, focusing on intrinsically what you need to learn first or what you can do first is the most important. And what I mean by that is instead of learning about all these apps, courses, X, Y, and Z, watch a YouTube video on the basics, understand the basics, and then focus on what you can do yourself to get better and better and better by just putting reps in. This is really important, and why I say this is because a lot of these extrinsic things cost money. They, require you to have finances to do them. For example, some apps that cost money, stuff like that. It has a cost associated with it. And in the beginning, if you're just starting out, anything like I did, you don't want to have to spend a bunch of money on getting started. And in my opinion, you don't need to. You might need something like Zendrop and then Shopify, obviously, which is your supplier and then what you're going to use to build the website. But other than that, you guys don't need all this extra stuff. All right, you guys, so the next thing I want to talk about is a really cool tool called Zendrop. Zendrop is obviously what I recommend you guys use for suppliers, but they also have for a supplier, I should say, but they also have a really, really cool winning product catalog that's actually based off analytics from social media, including TikTok, which is really, really cool, you guys. Right inside of Zendrop, if you guys have access to Zendrop or if you don't, you guys are gonna have to use them as a supplier at some point or want to. And for that reason, I wanna show you guys how to use their winning product searching software, because although I don't always recommend using softwares, and I really do think going the organic way on social media is great, the more options you have, the better. But if you guys don't already have access to Zendrop, just go to the link in the description and I've got a direct link that's going to give you a super crazy deal that Zendrop worked out just for me and my community to give to you guys. So make sure you guys click that link if you don't already have Zendrop. But once you're inside, all you're going to do is go to the trendy products section. So what this is just a bunch of products that are currently trending or have trended like crazy on TikTok in the past and have been selling like crazy. Obviously, Zendrop has a lot of data to base this off of because they're literally a supplier. It's a lot different than having some random software come out and say, hey, we find winning products by pulling from this, and that. Zendrop's giving you data from Zendrop, which is literally what's selling. They are a supplier. They know what's selling more than probably anybody. As you click inside, you can click in and see all the info on each product, which is super sick. And you could also literally add the product to your store directly from the winning product research software because it's your supplier. It's Zendrop, which is crazy. So if you just click add to my products and boom, now I can literally put it on my store. If I want to check out more about the product, how much it costs, every sort of thing like that, shipping, a little bit bigger description, more pictures, you can see all that by just clicking in there, which is really, really crazy. You guys could also click here to find ads and competitors on Mania, which Zendrop is partnered with. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that you guys do not need a ton of time to get started in this business. You guys need as much time as you can get. So this is something that I hear talked about all the time. People say you don't need much time to start this, you need 30 minutes a day, but they don't say the second part, which is you need as much as you can get. And what I mean by that is this: do not let any amount of time you have hinder you. When I first got started dropshipping, I was playing sports in high school, I was taking AP classes and going to school full time, and I was doing a lot of other things as well. I literally had practice every day until like 8 after school, and I got to school at like 7 a.m. So you guys, my day was filled when I first started this, but what I did was just used as much time as I had. Every other minute that wasn't taken by school or sports, I put into dropshipping literally. Every time at lunch when I had some free time, I'd be working on my store. When I was in a class where a teacher would kind of let me slack off, I'd be working on my store. I would be trying to work out deals with my teachers to where if I get, X, Y, and Z grade, they let me sit on my computer in the back. And I actually successfully did that with some of my teachers, because in life, you don't get what you don't ask for. So if you want to try to, even do stuff like that with teachers at your school, you totally can, or with whatever you have tied up. You just basically, what I'm saying there is you just have to try to make it work. Like, I was willing to do whatever it took to make this thing work, or whatever it took to give myself the amount of time I needed to really see success with this. And the amount of time needed is not a little, it's not a lot, it's as much time as you possibly can give. So there's no a lot, little, this many hours a day is perfect, this many minutes a day is perfect. It's, hey, if you really want this, you should put in every other minute you have that's not already taken. And if you have all your minutes in the day taken, then you might need to just take a look at everything you're doing and decide what's less important than your success in this business. Take those things out and replace it with focusing on your success in this business during those times. With that being said, you guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. That is the last mistake I wanna cover. Other than that, the only other mistake you guys could make is not joining the free course that I have for you guys. In the description at the very top, there's gonna be a link to join my free dropshipping course. It teaches you A to Z, everything you need to know about this business. So missing out on that is simply the biggest mistake you could have made throughout this entire video with anything I talked about. But with that being said, once you guys are in there, you'll also be able to talk to me once a week for free on live calls through the Discord, which is crazy, all 100% free. Click the top link, get signed up. It'll take literally 10 seconds. And then after that, you guys get your stores started, start testing, follow this video, follow the other videos on my channel, follow the free course, and above everything, make it happen, you guys. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for showing this channel love. If you liked it, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.